What's up, everybody? Bread Pudding Official here, and today we are going to be doing our UNPL draft analysis. I'm very excited to be part of a UNPL because there's so many amazing people here that I've always wanted to face, and this is just a very amazing opportunity to be a part of. Thank you to Danny Mac for allowing me to be here, and yeah, I'm just very blessed. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the draft analysis. So I had 10th out of 12 pick, and I expected to get something decent, because 10th out of 12 is a very decent position to be in draft, because you always get a good pairing. You always get a solid, nice pairing, and I was okay with pretty much anything at that point. But people had new toy syndrome, which, if people don't know what that is, it's basically when a new mon is introduced, people want to try it. People really want to try it. So people started drafting Budman, Ursuluna, Manaphy, stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. But then I did not expect this to happen, because this is one of the best mons in the meta, in my opinion, and I got it. So I actually got Dragapult at 10th pick, which is a crime in my opinion. This mon is absolutely insane, with the ability to be super versatile with like special sets, physical sets, support sets of like Lobas, disable, substitute, something crazy like that. This mon is just a very solid mon, and I'm very excited to get it. It's very solid in my opinion, and just a very good way to start our draft. Another mon I was very unsure I was gonna get, but I'm really surprised I got it. And if people don't know, I did a league called SDA. SDA was a very cool experience, because I got two mons that are super good together, which is Dragapult, Palafin. And I was like, okay, this is not gonna happen, but it did happen. I ended up getting Palafin as my next pick. Palafin is an amazing mon that could run choice band sets, it could run scarf sets, spec sets. There's just so much versatility. This mon just hits super hard no matter what. I'm actually very comfortable using it. So yeah, Palafin I think was a very cool pick. I originally didn't want it, but I was gonna like trade for Rapid Strike, but I backed out last minute, which yeah. But yeah, I'm very glad I got Palafin. I think Palafin was a super good pick to pair with Dragapult. I think these mons together are just gonna be super scary. And I'm just very excited I got it. Next mon, I wanted another good solid mon, and I didn't really see it that much, but one of my comfort picks is actually Zarude, which is what I ended up getting. Zarude is a really good solid pivot in my opinion. Grass Dark is a really cool typing that is able to kind of swap it in a lot of hits. Yeah, bug types are gonna be a little bit of a problem, but I could definitely solve that with my future picks. But yeah, the new addition of Knockoff is super good on this mon, because it allows it to become more defensive. Because before Zarude, most commonly saw like scarf sets, band sets, stuff like that. I think with the new addition of Knockoff, you could run like Knockoff jungle healing, U-turn, and something like a filler move, like even like Giga Drain, something crazy like that, which I think Zarude could really benefit from that. And I just feel very comfortable trying this mon. It's a mon I really like a lot, so I was just very glad to get it. Just a good comfort pick for me. My next pick was actually a mon I did not expect to be here, but it's a really solid mon overall. And that is Heatran. Heatran with fire and steel typing is just super solid defensively, and it pairs super well with my team. Being able to run defensive sets of like Stealth Rock Taunt, or offensive sets with like Scarf or Specs for attacks, it's just super super-solid in my opinion. I think this mon is just super hard to swap into, and it's just a really good pivot. It has two really good abilities of like Flame Body, Heat, Flash Fire, which I think is just really solid. So yeah, very excited that I got Heatran, and I think this team is ending up very solid so far. My next mon after Heatran was actually a mon I did not expect to be here also, and that is round 5 Mamoswine. Mamoswine I think is one of the most insane mons to swap into, because it's just impossible. Earthquake plus Icicle Crash is just super hard to kind of find an answer to, and if you don't have an answer, many teams could just kind of drop to it. So I'm just very excited to have this mon, and being able to run like Stealth Rock sets, fast Choice Scarf, fast Band, bulky Assault Vest, give him like a Satchel Lead, so you can also get screens. Just so many cool just so many cool opportunities to do with this mon, that like I'm just very excited to try it out and just have some fun with this mon overall. My next pick is actually very interesting. When I did SDA, I had Hatterene. Hatterene was always a very solid mon offensively, but I always wanted a very defensive fairy. I had Tinkaton on that team also, but I'm not sure. I really wanted a very, very nice Wish Passer, which I did not have on that team, because there's a lot of times that I want to play defensive, but I couldn't. So I took the opportunity to actually get Screamtail. I think Screamtail was a really, really solid mon. Obviously, it is probably one of the most passive mons ever, but it still is really, really solid. With ability to Wish Pass, have like utility support with like Encore, Disable, Thunder Wave, Baton Pass. This mon just has a very endless amount of tools. It could even be like Calm Mind or Bulk Up. Just so many cool options of this mon that it's just kind of ridiculous. And you're not gonna be able to always prep for every single Screamtail set. So I think overall it's just a very, very solid pick on my part. I'm very glad I got it. My next 2 picks are actually mons I got in free agency, but their mons are very, very necessary to this team. First of all, these are my next 2 Terra Captains. These are my 2 Terra Captains who got 18 points. And my first Terra Captain is actually Fumigo. Fumigo has a Terra types of Fighting, Flying, and Steel. And originally I had Heracross and I was going to get some like Jolteon and Kilowattrel. Unfortunately, both got sniped. But it kind of worked out because I like this team a lot better. And basically, Fumigo is pretty much impossible to swap into. This mon is just insane. Scrappy, with like fighting coverage is just really, really hard to swap into. And I think this mon could just easily break for my team. Just to kind of like find an opening and have like Mamoswine break for it. Have like Dragapult like step Dragon Dances. I think this mon could be an incredibly good breaker. They could also be a very good sweeper, specifically Choice Scarf sets. And just like, it's just a very solid mon in my opinion. Probably one I'm most excited for. But yeah, I'm just super, super happy that I got Fumigo, and I think it pairs very, very well with this team. My next mon is actually Magnezone, which has the ability to tear into Electric, Fairy, and Grass. This mon is very interesting because I did already have a Steel type, but my team really does not appreciate Fairy hits, which I think Magnezone definitely helps with that. Obviously it's gonna be tearing most of the time, but I think as like an initial support, it could be very, very solid. And yeah, being able to tear it into free types that help it very good defensively is just very solid in my opinion. And it benefits from Terra Blast, which is the main reason why I got it. Terra Electric, we're probably not going to use, but Terra Fairy and Terra Grass is just going to hit hard for a lot of teams, especially Terra Grass. But yeah, just being able to Volt Switch, Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt, just all those tools are just very, very good for his mon. A lot of people don't like it, but I'm actually a big fan of it. So I'm just very glad I got Magnezone, and I think Magnezone and Fumigo as Terra Captains pair very, very well together. My next mon is my only hazard removal option in Komala. Komala is a very, very interesting pick in my opinion because it's a very good normal type. I think at 2 points this mon is a little bit of a steal, but yeah, it doesn't really do much. It's able to spin. It's a good normal type. I didn't get it for like a lot of specific reasons, but I still think this mon was very, very necessary to the team. It has a base 115 attack, which is super strong, and just able to kind of like punch through a lot of holes. And people expect like Komala to be like defensive, but it could definitely punch a hole through a team. So I'm very excited to use this mon. And lastly, I got Glimmet. Glimmet I think is a very necessary piece of this team because it allows my offensive sweepers such as Dragapult, Palafin, Zarude, and Heatran and Mamoswine to kind of thrive under a lot of conditions. Being able to set up Toxic Spikes, Stealth Routes, turn 1 battle, and pretty much give them up not much is gonna be able to stop Glimmet getting up Toxic Spikes. It's just gonna be super hard to kind of like navigate, finding a way, because basically, if you want to stop Glimmet from getting up hazards, you have to lead like a fast special taunt user. Because the way that you actually beat like a hazard setter is you actually just attack it, and you can't move Glimmet because it's just gonna set up Toxic Spikes. So overall, I think Glimmet was a very, very good pick, and I need that grounded poisoning as well. So I think Glimmet pairs very, very well with this team. And yeah, that's all for this team. I'm very, very happy with this team. I'm very pleased. I think this team ended up super well, and I think Fumigo as Terra, Fighting, Flying, and Steel, and Magnezone as Electric, Fairy, and Grass ended up very well for my Terra Captains. And yeah, I think this is probably one of the best teams in the league. Don't kill me, but I think this is probably one of the uppermost teams. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, hopefully we can give this championship to this team, and I'm very, very excited to use it. And yeah, that's all. Bye bye.